And it's been a while, much to my demise, of course, because as much as I actually enjoy commentating, enjoy speaking about boxing, the factual nature of boxing, right? It's been a letdown for me. You know what I mean? But I have had a lot of things on my plate, a lot of things on my mind, especially when it came to which one was more important. Being about the art of boxing in the sense that my podcast or the other things associated with life, business, taking care of your properties, whatever the case may be, right? But I determined that I have to have a medium with both of these elements of life as they exist today, right? So I have came to the conclusion that I am going to maintain my podcast and do what I really enjoy most, and that's talk about boxing. So look, in my opinion, the welterweight division, the 147-pound division, it is the most sexiest division in the sport of boxing, in my opinion, right? A lot of glamorous champions, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, they were welterweights, right? So I kind of like focus more so on the welterweight division, especially as it pertains to this podcast, right? So, in my opinion, there is a unique conundrum in the 147-pound division, right? That is because you have a lot of talented boxers in the 147-pound division, especially the so-called phenom, John Bruce Ennis. John Bruce Ennis is the lineage, no, excuse me, the Ring Magazine, the WBA, and the IBF welterweight champion of the world, right? So that welterweight division is kind of like in a position where what do we move? Where do we go next with the other two champions, right? So I came up with actually a conundrum in regards to what I think would be the appropriate move for the welterweight division, right? So here's the deal. As I stated, John Bruce Ennis is the unified welterweight champion of the world. Then you have the WBC welterweight champion of the world, who is Mario Barrio. Mario Barrio is an excellent boxer, right? And he has maintained that position as the WBC world champion in two outings. His last outing wasn't so good, but he did win by decision. No, actually, it wasn't by decision. It was a draw, and because he was the welterweight champion, it automatically went to Mario Barrio. But it was a lackluster performance as far as I'm concerned, right? So Mario Barrio is 29 years of age. He's 5'10" with a 70-inch arm reach. He's a right-hander. He has 29 electric wins, 18 by knockout, 2 losses. He was stopped once, 1 draw, right? So here's the deal. Now, you also have the the WBO welterweight champion of the world, whom is Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. is 27 years of. That can't be. That's damn. Brian Norman Jr. is 27 years of age. He's 5'8" with a 72-inch arm reach. He's right-handed. He has 26 illustrious wins, 20 by knockout, no losses, never been stopped, no draws. Right now, here's the deal with this conundrum. Right now, that division should tally up to be at some point undisputed. We have a situation with John Bruce Ennis where he's unified. You have Mario Barrio, which is a WBA, and you have Brian Norman, which is the WBO. Right now, it would be unfair to Mario Barrio and also to Brian Norman Jr. Right, if either one of those two came up and made the fight with John Bruce Ennis for the unified welterweight champion of the world, right? John Bruce Ennis has two belts. Brian Norman has one, right? So, but you also have Mario Barrios with a belt, right? So it's kind of unfair, in my opinion, to have either one of those two cats fight John Bruce Ennis next, because that particular purse is kind of like it's going to be a bigger purse, right? All champions involved, right? But it is the fight after the next fight with John Bruce Ennis that's going to be worth the huge purse. So why not eliminate the conundrum, right, and have Brian Norman Jr. and Mario Barrio fight next for the unified belts between the two. Both of them have a belt, so it would be a unification bout, right? After the unification bout, the winner takes on the phenom, John Bruce Ennis. Now, I'm saying, the reason I say that creates a conundrum if you don't have it like that. Somebody's going to be unfairly treated when it comes to the purses, the money, right? Who is going to get the biggest money fighting John Bruce Ennis after, right, the WBO and the WBC champions fight? You understand what I'm trying to say? I mean, I'm trying to say it would be unfair to Brian Norman Jr. or Mario Barrio to fight John Bruce in his next, right? They need to fight Mario Barrio and Brian Norman Jr. They need to fight next. Nice size purse. Then whoever wins that fight fights the phenom, John Bruce Ennis. I think that would be fair to everybody involved, because as it stands today, as it exists, right, I don't think that it's really fair for either champions to go in and fight John Bruce Ennis, because the latter champion is going to be sized up for the bigger purse with the two unification boxes, Mario Barrio and Brian Norman Jr. The legend, Brian Norman Jr. and Mario Barrio aren't going past 8. Okay. Hey, and I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that, the legend. But my point in this is that don't you think it would be unfair to Mario Barrios or Brian Norman that that one of those two fight John Bruce in his next, then come back and fight John Bruce Ennis for the unification? I think that's unfair in reference to the pay scales involved in those particular two fights. One is going to get less money, and the winner is going to get more money because he will have fought between Brian Norman Jr. and Mario Barrio. Those two fighters. Then you're going to have the victor of that fight John Bruce Ennis for the undisputed welterweight champion of the world. Okay, we straight, the legend. I appreciate you. I appreciate you jumping in. Well, you could have called and jumped in, the legend. This is a phone call chat, and I have to get acclimated to the phones, man. You know what I mean? I have to get you guys on and let's do some squabbling on the phone. So, but I'm glad you agree, and I think that's a fair way to treat this type of conundrum, right? Because if you don't kind of like have those two fight each other, it's going to be unfair in regards to the pay scale involved, in my opinion. So, that being said, look, I got to get up. Maybe next time, the legend, okay? I'm going to catch you when you're all working. I'm going to hold you to the call in, okay, man? In the interim, hit the subscription button, hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section, and tell me what y'all think about the conundrum. That being said, I got to go.